Good morning, doctor. How are you?
I'm well, Megan. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Very quickly, for my recording purposes, can you state your full name, your title, and the city and state where you currently are?
Sure, it's Peter McAllister. I'm the Director of Clinical Research and the Headache Center at Associated Neurologists of Southern Connecticut in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Thank you very much. So we're just going to get right into it. Why don't you first start by telling me a little bit about what migraines actually are and the difference between a typical headache versus a migraine?
Sure, Megan. Most of us in this country have had a headache in our lives. It's usually mild to moderate and goes away with some over-the-counter medications. When we talk about migraine, we're talking about a neurological condition that affects 36 million Americans and is characterized by a throbbing, moderate to severe knock-you-out-of commission headache, along with associated symptoms such as light and sound sensitivity, nausea or vomiting. There's also concentration difficulties, dizziness, and it really can impact one's quality of life and lead to lost time from work, lead to inability to take care of the kids, to go to social and family functions. So it really exacts a significant toll on a large chunk of our society.
And I understand that there has been some progression in treating this. Tell me a little bit about that.
Right. So among the 36 million migraine sufferers, there is a group, about 3.2 million, that have the worst of the worst condition, and that is they spend half of the month with migraine or headache of some sort. So chronic migraine, the definition, is 15 or more headache days per month lasting more than 4 hours, and at least half of those headaches are migrainous, that have that throbbing or light and sound sensitivity, nausea, etc. These 3.2 million Americans are extraordinarily disabled. There's increased risk of depression and anxiety in this group. They are costing the healthcare system a whole lot of money, and 80% of them are not yet diagnosed. So there's a lot of work to do as far as spreading the word and getting diagnoses made. If you look at the African American community, studies have shown that they're more likely to have higher levels of head pain than other ethnic groups, and they're the least likely group to seek medical attention. So if you look at America in general, this chronic migraine condition is certainly underdiagnosed, and in the African American community even more so.
Wow. So please tell me, some of the causes behind that, because it's a very interesting statistic.
Right, and that was a large study done in 2006 out of Montefiore Hospital in New York. Perhaps barriers to health care. Lower socioeconomic groups have less likely to get health care than other socioeconomic groups. And there is, at least in this study, the idea that a lot of folks put up with their headaches and just call them bad headaches. The sports broadcaster Pam Oliver has described this well when she talked about going through her whole career with bad headaches that would just knock her out at times, but she had to struggle through because she was a rising broadcast star for NFL and NBA games. And finally, she got the diagnosis. And once she got the diagnosis properly made, it led to treatments that she says have, really were game changers for her, both professionally and personally.
Wow, that is amazing. So please talk a little bit about the treatment and how, what has changed as far as treatment goes and how that is available.
Well, the key to migraine treatment after you've made a diagnosis is to first focus on lifestyle changes. So we talk about stress reduction, we talk about diet and sleep issues and drinking enough water and exercise. Then there are medications. There are a number of very good medications for the infrequent or episodic migraine, and we certainly use all of them in the right setting. For the chronic migraine, for the 3.2 million Americans having 15 or more headache days per month, there's only one drug that's approved, and that was since October of 2010, and that's Botox.
Wow. Okay, so please tell me how Botox, something that is considered something as I don't know if it would be considered an elective surgery or something that would be a cosmetic type of thing, helps with the migraine.
Right. It sounds kind of funny when you first hear it, and I'm sure many of your listeners know that Botox is also approved to reduce some wrinkles between your eyebrows and crow's feet. But interestingly, we neurologists have been using Botox, this little injectable molecule, since the late 1980s for a number of neurological conditions, including stroke and certain eye and neck muscle spasms. But since October 2010, it's been approved for the treatment of chronic migraines, and two very large studies of over 1,300 people throughout North America showed that compared to a placebo injection, that is Botox versus just a water injection, those who got the Botox experienced a reduction of about 9 headache days and about 40 headache hours per month, and that was the average. Some got less, but some got a whole lot more too. So it's a great thing to have in our toolkit to offer this group of really disabled Americans who are suffering from chronic migraine.
Awesome. Can you please tell someone how they would get more information in regards to, following up for themselves or their loved ones who may be suffering?
Sure. The key is to seek out a headache specialist or neurologist to get the diagnosis made, and then if it indeed does apply, to talk to them about possibly using Botox. The best website I can give you is called BotoxChronicMigraine.com. Very useful site that they can learn about migraines and chronic migraines, about Botox, and then there's a little area where they can type in their zip code and actually find providers in their area who have an interest and expertise in using Botox for chronic migraine.
Perfect. Okay. I think we have everything we need. Is there anything that I did not touch on or any final thoughts that you have that you would like to share with the audience?
Well, just that it is a treatable condition. It's not curable, but migraine, and particularly chronic migraine, are quite disabling, and we have new treatments, and everyone should avail themselves to them and should not just put up with their bad headaches.
Perfect. Thank you for everything today, Doctor. You have a great day.
Thank you, Megan.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.